This new trick in Clash of Clans makes getting free starts against a maxed out Townhall 17 base a piece of cake. It's a little bit hard to pull off at first and you can make a few mistakes that will ruin your attack, but I will teach you exactly how to do this trick in Clash of Clans to absolutely tear bases apart. With that, hello and welcome to yet another video. My name is Gum and this is the attack strategy we're going to take a look at today. It's becoming incredibly popular with pro players and they have been using it over the last few months. And basically what it's all about, you start off with a small queen chart in combination with the warden, but you have the angry jelly on top of the queen. So you use the angry jelly with the queen, with the grand warden to just take out a small portion of the base, then you recall everything and then you send all your main push through the remaining of the base with a few overgrowth spells. There are a few things that can go wrong if you don't funnel correctly, and for example you leave out a few buildings on the outside of the base and your queen won't go in the compartment where you want her to go. But if you don't do that and funnel your queen properly, it is such an easy way to get 3 stars. So let's first take a look at how the professional players do it, and then let's take a look if I can manage to get some 3 stars with it in the clan war as well. So let's first take a look at this hit from Sean from Only Bad Singer. And sorry for the reduced quality, but I took this hit, or well, this footage from my Twitch livestream. You can also follow me on Twitch if you'd like to see some live matches. I cast multiple tournaments there, but that's of course not what this video is about. This video is about the small queen charts we do on the left hand side, where we send in our archer queen in combination with a few healers and a golem to go in after the fire spitter, as well as the scatter shot. Sadly, we don't get the scatter shot, even though we would have loved to get it, but it was just too much damage on top of your archer queen. And most of the times you just have the problem that your your healers are staying on the warden or on top of that golem that you sent in front of your troops, and are not really going on top of your healer, are not healing your healer, and that's of course very, very unfortunate if that happens. But for that exact scenario, you have those 2 invisibility spells that you're going to use to protect your queen, and most of the times you can still get a lot of value, but of course you need to recall before that queen loses her ability. John did it perfectly, didn't take the scatter shot, wasn't too greedy, and then you can just send in your root fighters from the bottom side, far side Townhall, but it's no problem. Those root fighters in combination with those healers, they will just not go down. As long as your healers stay alive, your troops are not going down, and you have 3 of those overgrowth spells to just constantly overgrowth that core in order to reduce the damage that is on top of your root fighters. On the Grand Warden, you have the Eternal Tome and you have the Rage Gem. Rage Gem, of course, not only to support your queen in the beginning, but also to support your healers throughout the whole attack. Healers are getting taken out now, unfortunately, but still so many troops so many of his hero abilities are still left alive. He still has the Rocket Spear from the Royal Champion. Queen is going inside of the base right now, and now a wall break comes in as well, so the queen manages to take out the whole core in combination with her ability. As an ability, of course, you have the Magic Mirror in combination with the Giant. It's just such a strong combination, and your queen has so much power. Barbarian King still has his ability to clean off the remaining few compartments. Of course, it got a little bit close in the end, but you have to note this is the hard mode. This is the Clash of Clans hard mode, where defenses are stronger and troops are weaker, and especially heroes and hero abilities are weaker. In normal Clan Wars, Clan War League, as well as Legends League, you don't have any restrictions and you can completely crush those bases, which we're going to take a look at in a bit in my own Clan War attacks. But before we do that, first let's take a look at this attack from Will as well. This time against Only Bats. And we sent in the Golem in front of our Archer Queen and Grand Warden. Then we wall break to send in our troops into the main compartment where we want to take out the Expo, we want to take out the Multi-Inferno Tower, and we want to take out the Fire Spitter. We support with 1 invisibility spell just so our Archer Queen doesn't take too much damage. And just take a look at how easy this queen is going through this compartment, even though it's the hard mode. This second invisibility spell probably wasn't necessary, but we'll just use it just to be sure so the Archer Queen doesn't go down, doesn't lose her ability. And then the recall should come in any moment, and we once again go in from the far side, from the left hand side. We ignore the Townhall for a long time, But as most of the times, it's not a problem if you use your overgrowths well. If you use your overgrowths wisely and just drop them constantly on the core. So in this case, it would be both those ricochet cannons, both those multi-archer towers, as well as the monolith. The root riders basically cannot get any damage. What's under? It's a ricochet cannon, it's a multi-inferno tower. The archer queen is of course irritating a little bit. But of course, it's just not enough for those root riders to get DPS down, especially if you have those healers on there in combination with the rage gem. Important to note, we're always going to use the troop launcher, and inside of the troop launcher, we want to have 5 balloons and 2 ice golems. I think it's just in combination with root riders generally the best clan castle to use. Of course, you can also have some yetis in there, but yetis most of the times just don't do enough. Will in this case did have a yeti inside of there, but I just really like the ice golems in combination with the loons. The loons can lure up some seeking air mines, so your healers get protected. The ice golems can freeze down some defenses, which is of course incredibly nice. Lost overgrowth now gets used just to support the troops, or well, support the troops from taking out the town hall, so the troops don't get too much damage from this side and can easily deal with the town hall. Of course, after the overgrowth expires, there's still a lot of damage left there, but we still have the Barbarian King ability, of course, with the Spiky Ball as well as with the Snake Bracelet. And on the Archer Queen, we once again have the Magic Mirror in combination with the Giant. Of course, you can also use alternative equipments on top of your heroes, but these are just generally the best ones. On top of your Barbarian King, you can of course also use the Earthquake Boots in combination with the Spiky Ball. I wouldn't really recommend using the Giant Gauntlet, since you just mainly use it for funneling, and it's basically wasted if you just use the Giant Gauntlet for funneling. And on the Archer Queen, you can of course also put the Healer Puppet in combination with the Magic Mirror, or in combination with the Frozen Arrow, or in combination with the Giant, depending on what you have leveled. I think on the Queen you can be more versatile than on the Barbarian King. Barbarian King is just so incredibly strong with the Snake Bracelet as well as the Spiky Ball when it comes to funneling, just from those passive stats, that passive healing as well as that incredibly HP boost that he gets from the Spiky Ball. But we've now seen how the pro players use it, and now let's take a look at how a rookie like me can also use it in normal regular clan wars. We copied the army from Sean, so we have the exact same army that Sean uses used in the first attack that we saw in this video. And what my plan was is basically to send in the Archer Queen in combination with the Grand Warden after this compartment here on the right hand side. The Archer Queen should funnel herself in there perfectly in combination with the Angry Jelly. I wanted to funnel away the Wizard Tower, which sadly didn't completely work out. But after the multi-archer tower, the Archer Queen goes to the right hand side, funnels herself into the compartment, which is actually opened up, which is very, very neat for us. I dropped down one Skelly spell because the Skelly spell just gets so much value, tanking for the Archer Queen, tanking for the Scatter Shot, tanking for the Ricochet Cannon. So I don't even need any of this invisibility spells to tank for my Archer Queen, or well, to make my Archer Queen invisible. I also lured out the Clan Castle, with I have no idea how, to be honest, but it probably was a few of those Golemites that walked inside of the compartment to target the Expo and just lured to CC, which was basically perfect for me. I take out the whole CC, and then this time I didn't go in far side. I thought it would just be better to go in straight for the Town Hall. And once again, of course, first overgrowth we're going to use on the Town Hall this case, and then the second to third overgrowth we're going to use on the core. Okay, never mind. I'm bullshitting. We're once again going to use the overgrowths on the core. I thought I overgrowth the Town Hall as well, but I didn't. Okay, good to know. I thought I overgrowth the Town Hall, but I didn't. But Root Riders, you can see in combination with all those loons that come out of... Just take a look at the value from all of these loons that just come out of my troop launcher. Little bit unfortunate that my healers get so much damage right here. Second overgrowth comes in from the core, but those healers are still left standing, and that's of course the most important part. And also Sneezy, it's such an incredibly good pet when it comes to these like healer smash attacks. Like the Sneezy perfectly protects every single one of those healers soaks up some red air bombs, well, those not sneezy dust, but well, the blobs that sneezy spawns these boogers do. Now third overgrowth comes in. This time I don't put it on the whole core, but just to take out a little bit of damage out of the core, especially the monolith. But of course we don't only want to overgrowth the core, we also have to take care of the core. But most of the times you're just going to overgrowth half of the damage then, so the troops can take care of the first half of the core, and then after the overgrowth expires, the troops can take care of the second half of the core. But just take a look at what an incredibly overkill this is. We still have the Archer Queen ability, still have the Barbarian King ability, still have a freeze spell, still have a invisibility spell, which we didn't need. Of course, we don't have too many root waters alive, but this base is completely crushed. And that's exactly how your attacks could also look. But to show that it's not a fluke, let's also take a look at yet another attack from my side. Once again on a diamond base. Diamond bases are just incredibly solid for this attack strategy, but also you can use it on box bases, you can use it on anti-2-star bases, as long as you just can get a good amount of value with your Archer Queen. And also, of course, get a great pathing. And the pathing that I get after clearing out this compartment is just absolutely insane. I can easily go in from the right side into the Townhall compartment. This time, of course, I have the problem that my healers are staying on the Grand Warden. That's exactly what I said in the beginning of the video. That's something that can happen. And if I weren't to watch out and dropped all of those invisibility spells to protect my Archer Queen, I would have lost my Archer Queen ability 100%. 100,000%. But that's exactly what you have these invisibility spells for. And now I needed to recall the Archer Queen, even though I would have loved to even get the scatter shot, but I don't have to be greedy. You don't have to be greedy, okay? I got the pathing, I got a fire spitter, I got the multi-archer tower, sadly didn't get the ricochet cannon, but I got my pathing and I still got a decent amount of value. Unfortunately, of course, didn't get the scatter shot, but hey, it's better to not get a scatter shot than to lose your Archer Queen ability, am I right? Now, Ice Golem in from the right hand side just to tank for the monolith a little bit. Afterwards, just use a freeze spell. But take a look at how tanky my Barbarian King is in combination with the Snake Bracelet, in combination with the Spiky Ball. He's just so incredibly tanky. Yet, of course, I still want to save up the Barbarian King Spiky Ball for a little bit. So I decided to freeze the monolith so my Barbarian King doesn't go down. Now this time I used the overgrowth on the Townhall at first, or well, the first overgrowth on the Townhall. And now after this first overgrowth expires, instantly use the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome, so the Townhall gets taken care of, troops split up a little bit, and everything gets healed up by the healers. Overgrowth on the core was just perfect to funnel my troops back together, and everything goes to the 12 o'clock corner. If I, of course, still would have had a few defenses here, my troops would have split towards the bottom section, and it would just have one group at the 12 o'clock corner, one group at the 6 o'clock corner, which would just completely shatter my attack. Didn't happen in this case. Perfect overgrowth, perfect funneling in the beginning of the attack. And now the second overgrowth, or well, the last overgrowth, I once again use it for half of the Rage Tower setup. So half of the core, we took out a lot of damage by overgrowthing this Rage Tower as well as both of these Multi-Inferno Towers. And now my troops can easily take care of this Multi-Inferno Tower as well as the Fire Spinner and the Expo, of course. And after every single one of those defenses has been taken care of, that's of course the time when the overgrowth disappears again, and all of those defenses, or well, that are currently not overgrowthed, gets taken care of right now. And then the rest of the core can easily get taken care of. Ice Golem out of the troop launcher, come and support as well now to just freeze the remaining of defenses. But to be honest, probably didn't even need to clan castle. This base is completely crushed once again. We can once again finish off with the Spiky Ball. Use the Spiky Ball from the Barbarian King. Didn't even need it, to be honest. I completely swagged it. This base is crushed. And that's exactly how easy this is in the, I would say, normal mode in Legends Leagues, in Clan Wars, as well as in Clan War League. Because, well, if the pro players in the hard mode with all of those restrictions can crush bases, then it is of course even easier to do so in the regular Clash of Clans mode. So that's exactly what we did in this video, and this trick is just absolutely insane. If you master this trick, you can easily crush any base in Clash of Clans. No matter if it's completely maxed out, no matter if it has a great defending clan castle, great trap placement, you can crush it no matter what. If you like this video, I would really appreciate subscribing to this channel to stay up to date, and maybe one day we will actually manage to get to the 20k subscribers. That would of course be very neat. With that, I would say see you guys soon with the next video. Until then, see ya and bye bye.